Welcome to Frodo Business Solutions production. We're just going to take a quick look at Excel today. We're going to add four numbers, and we'll be using addition as well as the sum function or the sum formula. What I did here is just took a little part of Excel, which includes the ribbon. I have other videos that talk more about the ribbon, but know that this is called a ribbon and it has certain tabs up here. Home tab, new tab. I played around with something. You may not have new tab on yours. Insert, draw. We're not going to go through all those right now. Keep it on the home tab. For the most part, the only thing we're really going to need off of here on this home tab anyhow is this auto sum button. If you're moving through Excel, normally the best way to do it going up and down is hit the enter button. Use the arrow keys. You can use tab if you like to move right. People use the mouse touchpad if you have a laptop or what have you. It's not to say you can't use it, but sometimes when it gets to editing, you're playing around with editing a cell or something, it can be a tedious process. So I would use a nice wireless mouse to be able to double click in there in order to edit a cell. What we're going to do is just plug in some numbers here. 12, 23, 25, 37. Don't know what these numbers mean. All we want to do is add up these four numbers. Remember, in prior lessons we talked about columns have letters, rows have numbers. The intersection of a column and a row is a cell. Cell reference is up in this corner here in this name box. And this particular one is A1. By clicking the one right below it, it's A2, A3, A4, so on and so on until you get to a million rows later. Don't do that. That could be a long. So let's take a look at some of these, and we want to add up these four numbers. Several different ways you can do it. Down here on A5, we're going to click on the equal sign because you always have to have an equal sign when you're dealing with Excel. Always. And the functions put in the equal sign for you. But if you're doing it manually, you're creating your own formula, put in the equal sign. Equals, we can click on that, hit the plus sign, add that, hit the plus sign, add that, hit the plus sign, add that. Whew, 97. We're going to move that number over here. Maybe. Pasted the wrong type. Don't freak out on me here. Move that 97 over there. That way we know this all adds up to 97. So each one of these ways that we're going to be doing should be 97. That's one way. Again, all that is putting in the equal sign, adding cell A1 to A2 to A3 to A4. Delete. Another way, this auto sum. I told you we're going to use this auto sum. You can just click on the auto sum, and it's going to assume all these, which is perfectly fine, and hit enter. Boom, already done. Look how easy that was. The auto sum button really comes in handy. And there is a drop down next to the auto sum with some other functions. We'll deal with those at a later date and time. Second way. Third way is to type it manually. Equals sum, open my parenthesis, select all those. You don't really have to close the parenthesis. Back in the day, you had to close the parenthesis, but now if you just hit enter, it automatically closes that parenthesis for you. That only happens on a one open parenthesis deal. If you have multiple parentheses open, you have nesting formulas or functions, it's not going to automatically close them for you. It'll error out. We'll deal with that later. Either way, if you have an open parenthesis, you always have to have a closed parenthesis. So that's the third way. And the very last way of doing it is using the function bar, this FFX. FFX brings up insert function, search for a function. We want to sum. We're just going to put it in sum. We click go. Sum may have already been down here, but it's because I use it quite regularly. Whatever your most popular ones will be down here. Sum. Click OK. Opens up a dialog box. And it's assuming that we want the range A1 to A4, which is perfectly fine. We click OK. Boom, 97. There's also another way of doing that. Instead of that A1 to A4, I can click on this cell, hit the tab button, this one, hit the tab, select this one, hit the tab, select that one, click OK. It's going to come up with the same 97. It just, the formula just looks a little bit different because the cells are laid out individually. And that is 4, possibly 5 ways, depending on how you want to look at it, of creating a simple sum. Of course, we should bold that, maybe underline it. Oh, there it is. Didn't think the underline was on there. Here, I'm clicking all over the place. Getting click happy. We'll deal with a little bit of formatting at a later date and time.